we have more power than we think, in that if we choose to use social media as a means to stay connected with each other versus fighting with each other and standing on a pulpit and doing whatever, like, yes, it's important to share messaging. It's important to demonstrate moral outrage when it's needed. But I think we all let it take us down a rabbit hole. I'll be honest. I mean, last year I went a little nuts through the pandemic with everything that was going on, and like all the stuff. Like, I went crazy. I unfriended my mother on Facebook, my cousins. Like, I'm not even kidding. I am not kidding. Because my mom went off. She was like, Jason, I can't read this anymore. I can't watch this anymore. I was like, then you don't have to. And I just unfriended her. And she was very upset. I was like, Mom, it doesn't mean we're not going to talk. It's Facebook. Who cares? Like, you'll still see all the pictures because my wife will tag you. She's the one that posts all the pictures, like, of the baby or whatever. But it's just like, I found myself like she was right. I was being very aggressive at times. But because I felt as though the messaging that was being shared by people in my circle, especially my family, was harmful to them and to people I care about, right? Like, this idea of like, masks don't work, or we can't, don't, all the COVID stuff, all the Black Lives Matter stuff, like people not wanting to acknowledge the differences and of how people are treated based on the skin color. And it's like, and the conversation was had, specifically with my mother again, like, why is it your responsibility to educate people? I'm like, well, if not me, then who? Like, whose responsibility is that? Like, is it, because it's not happening in school. It's not happening, like, we're not listening to the people of color who are talking about it, clearly, because that, so if it's not my job to go to the people I care about and say, hey, what you're saying is hurtful.